Up+Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up+Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up+Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Happy Wednesday. Let's go. Beautiful SoCal week. Just been absolutely gorgeous weather. Question, not a joke. What do you get when a spider monkey, an armadillo, and a baby kangaroo walk into the LoBro Studio? No, this isn't a joke. This is a wild morning with Zoo to You. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're hanging with David and Lisa Jackson, the real-life conservation power couple who turned their love for animals into an almost 40-year mission. Going strong. They've trained marine mammals for the Navy, swam with killer whales, rescued exotic animals from Las Vegas and more. Now they're bringing their incredible crew of animal ambassadors right into the LoBro Studio. From life-changing encounters to ways that you can actually enjoy the zoo. They're called Zoo to You, but how about you to zoo? Looking forward to chatting with David and Lisa Jackson just a couple minutes from now. All right. Let's see. What else is going on today? Today's my birthday. I'm excited. We're going to do a two-parter with Zoo to You. Probably take Friday off. But I'm excited to go. We're going to go to the Allegretto, stay a little bit up at the Allegretto. There's like a foodie media tour that I'm going to be a part of. And then just relax, on Friday. So excited about that. So excited that you've connected here. I want to tell you about Paso Wine Fest because these guys, this is going to be just an incredible afternoon. And if you call SoCal home, this one is for you. Paso Wine Fest coming in hot May 15th through 17th. The big grand tasting May 16th. Locals get that first sip on a deal. And this is pretty cool. From now through February 28th, you can go to the Paso Chamber, also the San Luis Obispo Chamber, and get grand tasting tickets for just $99. $99 to sip over 100 Paso wineries all in one spot. Again, Saturday, May 16th, the grand tasting, over 100 wineries, fired food, live tunes. I'll be out there doing an episode of Where Wine Takes You, and Paso showing off only like Paso can. You want in? Again, you got to get these in person, either at the Paso Chamber on Spring Street or the Slow Chamber on Monterey. Bring your local ID. This deal's just for folks who call Slow County home. After February 28th, though, that price goes up. So get it now. And we will see you May 16th at WineFest. Again, you can go to PasoWine.com for the latest. Also, go to AdamMontiel.com. Register there to win your way in. Yeah, we're going to be giving away some tickets. So go to AdamMontiel.com. Right off the homepage, click Win from Up+Adam, and good luck.
It's Up+Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, I love bringing you stories that surprise you, that delight you, make you feel something, and maybe even bring a monkey into the LoBro Studio. Well, today, check. I'm so excited to welcome back to the show two dear friends, animal ambassadors, and absolute champions of compassion, David and Lisa Jackson. They're from Zoo to You. For over 35 years, they've been rescuing exotic animals, educating over 1 million kids across California, and creating these incredible personal animal encounters that they stay with you for life. Just having these animals walk into the LoBro Studio and walk past all the folks at Timbre who are making wine, they're doing the rack and barrels, they're doing this, they're doing that, and then a monkey comes out, a baby kangaroo is hopping around. Like the joy on everyone's face, everyone changes. Their disposition, their heart opens up. It's incredible. We're talking about a monkey that's been on the Tonight Show, otters that will make you melt, a kangaroo named Yindi will meet, who's basically a celebrity in her own right. And yeah, they're all here today. Well, not the otter, no, but the kangaroo, the monkey, even an armadillo. It's not just a story about animals. It's about love and purpose and really finding your way back to joy, even when this, world feels like it's shutting down all around you. I'm so excited to have Zoo to You, Up and Adam. David, Lisa, thank you so much for being Up and Adam. It is so great to see you.
It's really good to see you too.
It has been a minute. Tell me everything about Zoo to You. The reason I feel like we always need to catch up, and if I'm ever like too much time goes by, Lisa knows this for sure because I feel like we text a lot, and it's like, what are they up to? What are they doing? And then I was doing an interview at Dimes Media, and they're like, you have those Zoo to You people on your show off. And I'm like, I do. And they're like, we would love to have them on. Can you contact? So I'm like, oh, yeah. So I'll give you their information when we're done here. Okay. But I just think it's cool that people are thinking of you. And you guys always have continuingly more exciting things going on at the zoo, David. And I mean, man, it's not stopping, huh?
Survival.
Yeah.
But it's our joy, too.
Yeah. I mean, to do what you love. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when times are tough and, when COVID hit, when we had, basically lost everything all in one day, March 20th of 2020, we just went, oh my God. But, you have to fall back on. You go outside and you sit down in a habitat and a otter comes and sits in your lap. And so then you smile and then you go, okay, it's all right. Well, it'll be all right.
We were talking off the air about the idea of when circumstances hit you and you have no idea at the time, but this is going to end up being a blessing. And when I, was my forced transition out of FM radio and getting laid off, and it's on the cover of the Sunday paper, and you're feeling at your absolute lowest, and then to not have quite the to be able to foresee what's happening, but people would say, oh no, it's going to be a blessing. You're like, you don't know. You know what I mean? It's people being nice. But then, you know what I mean? So, and when you talk about COVID, or you talk about all these things, what an interesting and unique life that the two of you live. I mean, if you've ever watched the movie, should I, what's it called? The Matt Damon movie about opening a zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Like
we bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo. There was so much going on.
You get compared to that all the time.
Yeah, you guys have been conservationists at heart for so long, but to see what COVID and what these different pieces of the chapters of your life and path have done, I mean, I feel like, and I hope I'm right, that you're in your most exciting times ever right now.
Oh yeah. It's kind of settling in. You do this. I have zero retirement plan, so you do something long enough, you kind of try to figure it out. So this is year 36. So we started in 1990, her and I used to work together back in the 80s, where we met. Lisa and I met at the Navy. We were training marine mammals for the Navy, and then 1990 came around, and I moved back up to family property in Paso, and she went back to SeaWorld, and then, our paths crossed again later, and then, been together ever since. It's 36 years of experience of knowing what we like to do. And that's just basically it. As we continue to get to the point where we're doing the things that we really enjoy, and then everything else falls in around it.
What is it like to have a partner? Because I've loved talking to Lisa. I mean, I probably peppered you with SeaWorld stories. I mean, like, this is a gal who used to ride Shamu and beckon Shamu to the stage where thousands of people several times a day would, before we could even get cameras out of our pockets, would just take these mental pictures of just magnificent moments. And I would always tell my parents when it came to birthdays and stuff, I'm like, no, I don't need to go to Disneyland. I don't want to go to Magic Mountain. I want to go to SeaWorld. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, there's all these kinds of opinions of late of things like this, but nothing gets a young person's heart more attached to conservation and to animals than these types of opportunities to have interaction.
Well, that's one of the things that I always try to say is our animals are not for your head, they're for your heart. I mean, everybody goes, oh, you do educational programs. And yes, we do. We do over 300 schools a year. So that's our main focus is teaching kids about wildlife and conservation. But really what I want them to do is fall in love with the animals, because then the informed decisions are going to come on their own if they care. If they care about the animal, if they fell in love with it while I was presenting it, then they're going to want to learn more and they want to do more. The facts that I give them in the relatively short 45, 50-minute program are not going to stick. They're not going to stick, maybe one or two facts. So that's not what I concentrate on. I concentrate more on why should you love this animal and how important it is.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of it's going to come into focus. But yeah, and they go to SeaWorld and they get splashed by Shamu and they turn around and they write Greenpeace a check for $25 to save them.
Yeah.
And they go to the zoo and a gorilla makes eye contact and, it's just over and over and over again. That's what these animals are for, is to make that connection. That's what they're for at a zoo. That's what they're for in our programs. That's what they're for at SeaWorld. That's what they're for anywhere, is to make a connection. If anybody says they're for anything else, they're full of it.
And that's the public relation too, because if you think about it, like, these are animals who maybe got, taken by police because a rapper in Vegas had a tiger or something, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then you guys will rescue it and really, where else can you rescue a tiger or an exotic animal but like a nonprofit like yours? I want to ask you both this question. I'm going to start with Lisa, because, you have both worked your lives in careers that at some point or another, it was, for most boys, for me, it was a fireman. And then, you get older, you're like, oh, marine biologist. Like, everyone wanted to be that. And then it's like, oh my God, I totally got to do what you guys are doing. But not everyone has the ability to stick it out and actually do it. When did you have that dream, Lisa? And then how were you able to fulfill that for your whole life?
I think something just hit me. I was 14 years old and I went scuba diving for the first time. Jumped in the water and I was surrounded with marine life and had no idea there was this whole world underwater, and just a switch flipped for me. And then everything I did was towards, like you said, marine biology. And then living just a few miles away from SeaWorld, I'd go visit and found out that they had special programs that I could get involved as a kid. And I got my foot in the door really young. So I had an entire career of working with marine mammals. And then now with kangaroos and otters and wallabies, birds, just love taking what I learned from the marine mammal world and applying it to everything that we have at our zoo.
Are these things, I talk to, whether it's a musician or an actor, all these kind of people who have these unique ways of using their talents, their God-given talents in their life as their job. Are these things learned, David? Or some of these things, you've worked with Jack Hanna, you've worked with bringing the animals to the Tonight Show. Is all of this learned, or is some of this just like something God gave you in here that is just unlike what other people have?
Well, sure. I absolutely, a lot of it is innate. That I grew up with animals and on a ranch in Texas, and I grew up with training dogs and training birds after school at a little bird store, and everything focused around that interest of working with wildlife. But then, a lot of education. I went to veterinary medical school. I went to a zoo school, the only one in the world that offers a degree in exotic animal training and everything. And so there's a lot of education and knowledge that comes along with it, and of course experience. That's, Lisa, 12 years swam with a killer whale, and never had an incident, by the way. Nobody else can claim that's ever worked there, so it's experience. But yeah, sure, there's absolutely, you can go learn this stuff, and we try to teach others. The people that come and work for us and work with us, we're a stepping stone. We're just little old zoo to you in Paso Robles, and so we get Cal Poly graduates and even doctorate degree graduates that will come and go to work for us because they really want to be around animals. But they're with us for a few years, and then they move on. They go on. But we teach them, and we want that. We want them to go. We've got an employee right now. She's our rock star, and we've just got her to the point where she's doing shows. And then now she's going to move on.
Yeah,
she's gonna go live her dream and move on. But she's learned a lot, and she's going to take that with her.
We were in France a couple of years ago, and we pull up to this one stop with the boat, and we're at the back end of what is a circus. And the circuses in France are, for as progressive as they are, they're not like ours. Like, we have all but cut out the elephants and all the stuff for all the right reasons. But when you look, and we're like watching, it's like, oh my gosh, what is the difference between the way your animals are dealt with and held and interacted with and raised versus what people associate with all of the negative connotations of those arenas?
They just need to do a little more research and meet the people, the actual human beings that are working directly with the animals, not the corporation, not the big company, SeaWorld that could be evil. That's they stop there when they have a little toot or whatever, and then go and spend some time, because there's trainer for a day programs. People can go spend time, and when they do, they're going to see that these people have devoted their lives, their entire existence, to making relationships with these animals. And then all of a sudden, the people, they go, "Oh my God, look at that! That animal loves you," and that's the whole point, is we want them to see the relationship that we have with them and the amount of time that we spend on doing that.
I feel like
that's the difference.
Yeah, I feel like there's an element of, one, understanding the animal. I remember coming to Christmas time with you, and we on my show we had a mountain lion that was weeks old, a little thing I'm holding, and then by the time we bring Lady I Fancy and her mom out to Christmas, this thing is a small cat, and now it's not something that you can bend down and pet, because I remember you were like back on the leash, like, whoa, we can't do that, So there's aspects of understanding the animal, but just in this relationship with the animal where it's not being, it's being interacted with, it's not being made to, it's getting its food when it wants to. It's not wanting of anything. There's so many.
That's it.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a big thing. So when
what do they want?
Yeah. I always tell people, look at it from their perspective. So as we approach the animals, I want you to really think about how they might perceive you. And that makes the best person to understand the animal's needs. And then the animals just get treats. They get their diet. They have a beautiful diet every day, more than they can eat. And if the guests come up, then they're just getting treats. Or we take them to a school show and they're just getting a little extra something that they don't ever have to worry about whether they're going to get their diet for the day. Or
have you ever seen someone who comes to the zoo, interacts with an animal, or maybe as you guys are out and about, and their interaction with this animal is so magical, it almost replicates like what you feel you guys have, and you're like, wow, you might have something? Or is that, I don't know.
All the time.
Really?
All the time. And I can tell before even the animals start responding, I feel it from the people. I can feel how calm they are. And sure enough, the animals are attracted to them, and the entire family will even say, yeah, all animals always gravitate towards Joe. I don't know what it is about Joe, and I feel it. And just like any animal needs to, their survival depends on them understanding each person to that extent and picking up on their, like you say, mannerisms, their posture.
I tell everybody's Dr. Doolittle. We all talk to animals, and we speak their language, which is body posture, facial expression, gait, eye movement, and all that kind of language, body language, is what universally, doesn't matter if it's an alligator or a tiger or a monkey or a capybara or whatever, they understand 100 million%. They understand body language and intent. You show your intent with an animal by your body posture and your facial expression and everything, and that's all they have. They don't speak English, so they just have you and what they perceive from you. And so if your intentions are good, if your intentions are noble, then the animals 100% pick up on that. So yes, people have that innate ability to speak to animals and be animal attractors, sure.
If they're not, then my job during an encounter is to teach them how to. So I say, look at the kangaroo, how calm she is. She's practically falling asleep here, no threat. So I teach people how to do this. And there's a lot to it, but if I can teach them by a few things that I say, and I look at their behavior, and I help them interact with the animal to a way that they can have that special moment as well.
So good.
And the times that they blow it, we have to kind of control that, because what we care about is the animal. Sure, obviously we care about our guests, but what we really care about is the animal, and for the animal to be calm and comfortable tomorrow,
right?
And the next day, with the next guest, and no matter if they're old or young or big or small or loud or quiet or whatever, the animal has to be good with them, and so we'll intervene. We're like, whoa, just under the chin,
right. It's crazy. Like, we have dogs, and people know that dogs read off our energy, and these are animals that have been domesticated for centuries. These are exotic animals, and for whatever reason, they find their way into your path. And now it's like, well, these aren't centuries of being domesticated. That is a freaking kangaroo.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of honor that language barrier and really know that they are sensing energy in a way that we probably can't even comprehend. I mean, with smells and eyesight and hearing, I mean, all their senses are so heightened.
With your intentions, you're putting off smell hormones, pheromones.
Yes.
And we pick up on them as humans. We're just not as in tune to it anymore as we used to be when we were in the trees. But animals that's all they have.
Yeah.
And so they have, all the special organs to receive these pheromones and interpret them and stuff. And so, like we tell our staff, when you come here with a great attitude, come here with a vision of success, seriously actually visualize, success before you walk in with an animal in training session or whatever. And they'll pick up on that. They'll see it. It's that whole universal understanding. We see it with each other. You go, oh, I had a bad feeling about that guy.
Right.
Whatever.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's real.
If
that's
Georgie
real.
sees something in a person,
Yeah.
I go, he must be seeing something I
Yep.
don't. I don't want anything about them. You know what I mean?
You trust that.
I do.
And we don't trust ourselves.
Yeah.
We pick up on it too, and it's invisible. But it's facial expression and body posture and gait and pheromones, and we have all that too. We get that, but we just don't trust it. Animals, that's all they have. So we try to overcome it with language,
Right.
But it's there, and we know. When somebody's the right kind of person to be around, and
absolutely.
when they're not.
Now, 30, 40 years being in the biz, there has been synapses, wires that might not have crossed all the correct ways. And you get, I remember Sammy brought in a chinchilla on my show and I dropped the F-bomb because I don't know if these things know English. David, they might, because I made a joke about a jacket and this chinchilla stuck its teeth in my index finger. And here I am saying the F word live on FM radio.
It was your visualization.
Funny moment.
Sure.
But there's got to be moments where the synapses might not have crossed right and you get a little bit bit by something. I mean, tell me about one of those or two of those over the years that you might remember and go, oh man, that was a doozy.
It's always our fault.
Yeah.
100% of the time. You're going to make the animal feel defensive. Animals only act out what you would call aggression. Actually, in our world, in the training world, psychology world, there's no such thing as aggression. There's a reason for an animal biting you, or barking at you, or posturing against you, or chasing you, or all the different things that people go, oh, it's being aggressive. It's communicating is what it is.
Yeah.
And so you look at that communication and you try to stop it before it happens. You go, oh, because they'll give you what we call precursors. They'll give you little warnings and stuff like a bark or a nip or something before,
or a skunk will tap and
before
then
there's,
hiss
before
or
there's an attack or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all based on one of four things. It's based on either fear, which is 95% of the reason. Fear is the number one reason why an animal acts out. It just doesn't know what else to do. And then there's starvation level hunger. I don't mean hunger, but I mean like starvation level hunger, like a mountain lion busts its leg and can't hunt a deer anymore, so it goes after pets and livestock because it's just starving.
Yeah.
And so it does, things that it wouldn't normally do. Or there's habitat protection, protecting the family and the home and stuff like that. So you go out in the wild and you interact with an alligator, it's going to be territorial. And so you're going to have some posturing and some roaring and some chasing and stuff. Or sexuality. Some animals are just crazy during certain times of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, no, wacko. Like our beautiful, cute little Rudolph reindeer that we use every Christmas. Right before Christmas, we can't get near the males. They're in what's called rut, and that's a hormonal thing. And they stop eating, and their neck swells, and they're just ready to kill.
Yeah.
And so what do? You take away fear. So you teach the animals there's nothing to be afraid of, no reason to be defensive or scared. You remove them from their protection area. So we leash them up at the door. We don't go into their habitat with them. And, I don't go in with the tiger and leash it up. I leash it up at the door. It comes out. Now it's no longer territorial. It's in neutral ground here. So you've removed territoriality. You remove fear. Feed them as much food as they want. Like Lisa was saying, all the animals get as much food as they want. They don't work for food. They don't get the old ways of training were like
Circus.
keep them at about 80% hungry. And we don't do that. So feed them as much food as they want. So you've removed that. And then sexuality during certain times of the year, certain animals are just hormonal. So what do? Leave them the heck alone.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
leave them alone.
What about these animals that are, because I've been to Zoo to You where you have a bear, you've had a tiger. These are animals where you can't afford for a synapse not to connect because it could be an incredible, look at like Siegfried and Roy, right? These are people who obviously, like you, they know, but something went wrong there, and I'm not trying to ask you to dissect that 20 years ago, but my point is...
I can.
Yeah, can you? No, yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, go ahead. What do we think?
It's which one of those four things do you think it is? Fear, hunger, territoriality.
Could he have been afraid? He's been in this situation along with these guys. Maybe it was, but
I'm going to say it's 100% all of them.
Really?
You've got an animal that's doing the same thing on the same stage how many times a day or night or a week?
Yeah.
So there's territoriality.
Yeah.
There's some fear. It's dark. It's loud booms and scary
Bright
things.
lights.
No matter how much they're desensitized or habituate to it, there's some fear involved there. Every audience is different. Every audience smells different.
Yes, true.
There's a little bit of fear. There's a little bit of hunger because those animals were trained with a little bit of a hunger edge. A little bit of you need to do this kind of scary thing because you're a little bit hungry and you need to do it. So you've got fear, you've got hunger, and you've got territoriality. And I'm just going to stop there and just say, you guys figure it out.
Right.
Why is something like that happening?
Yeah.
And so we try not to do any of those things.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do we still have bears, tigers? What are some of the bigger animals we got there now?
Oh, here?
At Zoo to You.
So, no, we don't have any more large carnivores. The last one, my oldest bear, just passed a couple years ago.
Oh.
And that was the last one. And
what was his or her name?
Trouble was the last one, yeah. Sierra was the big one that you've met in years past, too, that I used to take all over the country and everything.
Yeah.
Trouble was raised with my son, so he's about the same age as my son, and just turned 26. So he made it pretty long, and that's the last of the large carnivores that we will accept. Since Siegfried and Roy, we really can't do big carnivores anymore because that was 2004, and USDA always had a rule, but they never really enforced it of what was called safe distance and proper barrier. And so when that happened, they said we got to start enforcing this rule, which the Las Vegas shows negotiated with USDA to be able to use zip lines connecting the tiger to a cable to meet the requirement of proper barrier safe distance, which means that if the trainer, something were to happen or the animal attacks the trainer or whatever, the animal does not have access to the public. And so it's on a cable that's restrained. So even though the trainer maybe died of a heart attack or whatever, or got attacked by the animal, like Siegfried and Roy, that animal cannot get to the public. And so they did that. But that means that I've got to go into a school and set up some kind of a cable system.
Oh, right.
And then it looks horrible. I've got this animal on 2 leashes. It's restrained. And it completely defeats the purpose of me being there, which is to make the animal look majestic and calm and comfortable.
Right. Approachable.
And,
right.
Yeah. Our animals, I used to get the comment with our tiger that was so calm and comfortable in situations. Sometimes she would just, lay down like that. And a common
I remember seeing that
question would be, it's drugged, right?
Right.
And it's so insulting.
Oh.
It's like, oh my God, I spend thousands of hours having a relationship with this animal and desensitizing and habituating it and taking it to places and, making it just so unbelievably comfortable being in a new place it's never been before. And then you turn around and go, oh, you use drugs, huh? You just want to slap the person.
Right. No, I can imagine
but that's how relaxed they look.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
I know, right? Yeah. This little kangaroo.
I mean, you could easily say, that thing must be drugged.
Yeah.
But that's always a comment that's just like, you just...
I know. Because it rips into the again, like the hours of love and conservation that you put in to making these animals feel as at home as they possibly can.
Yeah. And when guests come, one of the very first things, especially if I see little kids that already look like they're reaching and they're kind of imposing themselves on the animals, the first thing I say to them is I go, animals talk, you just need to listen. Okay, so for example, if you reach out for an animal and you start petting it and it pulls away from you, what does that mean? And then they tell me and I go, okay, we're going to do that with all the animals today. And then I'm hoping that I'm teaching them as we go along.
Right.
It's amazing all the ways that they talk to you. Their fur might go up. Capybara's fur goes up when they're happy. That's different than a lot of animals. Birds' feathers get fluffy when they're happy. Their eyes blink a little longer when they're happy. Like all these things that you can see with the animal. And I help the people as we go through. So I'm not just educating them on that, but it's helping them have a better connection with the animal.
Well, the name you guys have is Zoo to You, but after COVID, it was like You to Zoo. People can come now and take these encounters. You have now, we'll talk about these like literally accommodations from like glorified, like your tent, kind of like high-end tents that people can sleep in that have all the accoutrement that you would want in an overnight stay. I mean, it's better than glamping. And now even, a little tiny house that people can get in. So you really are making this accessible for those who want to come and just take a bigger dive.
So yes, and that was a COVID spin. That was March 20th. Like I said before, we lost everything because as a nonprofit organization, we had two main sources of income, and that was fundraisers, which is gatherings, and school programs, which is a small stipend that the schools pay us. And we were, everything stopped in one day, right? No more schools, all closed down. All of our zoo contracts that we had with San Diego Zoo and Busch Gardens and other facilities, we had employees at several different zoos around the country, and those shut down. No more gatherings, so no more fundraisers. And so we had to go, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? The last thing I ever wanted to do, or still will never do, is quote unquote open to the public. We are not a zoo where people just come and gawk at an animal looking in a cage. There is a place and time for that. There are many amazing facilities. Our own little Charles Paddock Zoo right in this area, Central Coast Zoo. Fantastic.
It's got a name
facility.
change, didn't they?
Yeah, they just got a name change. And that's great. That's what they do. That's not what we do. And so I never wanted to have people out there unless we could take them around and talk to them and take the animals out so that they could meet them up close and personal.
Right.
And all these animals are so good with people that it was kind of a waste to constantly just go to a school with 300 kids in an assembly room and nobody gets to interact with the animals, personally. But the animals always want to. Maya the monkey always wanted to go out there and sit in some kid's lap or whatever. So there was a great opportunity for the animals as well to do something that they've always wanted to do, which is interact with the people. But yeah, we're not open to the public. But yes, the glamping things, the new little tiny house is available. And so people can come out and do an encounter. It all has to be with an encounter.
Right.
But they do an encounter and then they can spend the night and getting a lot of, you can go Google it and read yourself. We get a lot of amazing.
We'll put the links in the show notes. It's awesome.
Feedback from people.
Tell me about this Lisa, this little kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
Adorable.
Yindi. So the Aboriginal word Yindi means sun. And she is a beautiful red. Most of the time, the male kangaroos, not only are they much larger than the females, they get to be over 6 feet, but they tend to have the red fur, the red color, whereas the females tend to be a little more on the gray side, a little red, patchy, but mostly gray. And this one just turned out to be such an interesting color that we thought Yindi means sun. So she is kind of the color of sun. Yeah.
When these things are small, and I feel so blessed to have been, friends with you guys for so long, where I will be holding one of these things at a size like this, and then, I'll see you guys a year from now, and this thing's hopping around and doing its thing. But they're probably like the cutest little animal when they're small. Like doing the little two little fists in front of their face. And what do these things eat right now? What will they eat later? And then talk about just how these things grow up and what they're all about, these kangaroos.
Well, one of the things that I love is I think we've done a really good job with our outback where all the kangaroos live, is that we've really seen the things that they need and enjoy. So half of their area is grass. Because when the sun starts to go down, they all get up and they go start eating our grass. We don't have to mow our grass because they take care of that for us. We also give them their kangaroo kibble, which they have access to all day. They're herbivores. So they do like to eat the bark of our eucalyptus tree, which in the outback, we have that for them. During the day, their favorite thing is just to sleep. Think about it, an animal that lives in the desert, they want to be as least activity during the hottest part of the day. They like to lay in the dirt. So we also give these little nice patchy dirt areas for them to lay. But they eat the branches, the leaves, grass hay, alfalfa.
We actually buy kangaroo kibble.
Really?
Oh, yeah, sure. There's lots of companies. One of the main ones is called Missouri. It's a Purina company that makes zoo diets. for all the zoos all over the country and all over the world, for that matter. And so they've got, amazing nutritionists who figure out exactly what the animals need for their monkey chow or their lemur chow. Yeah, sure. And so they've got diets for just about every species there is that you can buy, the basic kibble, which is really, if that's all they ate, they would have everything they need. But then you also provide them with the vegetation and fruits and vegetables and other things that they might like. But if they just ate the kibble that we bought, that would be good enough.
Yeah. Can I hold him?
So they eat anything. And right now it's also
in a Trader Joe's
milk.
bag, for crying out loud.
Trader Joey's.
Trader Joey's.
Yeah.
Oh my! And can I pet in his
and
belly
chin
inside?
and belly. Yep.
That's
how old is this one?
That one's about 6 months old, and 6 months ago it was the size of a jelly bean, and it comes out.
And how long, when they're with their moms, do they live in the little pocket, the
about
pouch?
six months. So they're born at 21 days, the size of a jelly bean. It looks like a little larva. And I've seen it a few times. It's pretty amazing because it happens so fast. The labor might take hours, but then the actual delivery, when the baby comes out and starts climbing up into mom's pouch, only takes a few minutes. So it would be very easy to miss it. The baby goes inside the pouch and latches onto one of the 3 nipples at the bottom of the pouch and stays there pretty much for the next 6 months and
3,
develops.
huh? Wow.
Yeah. Then starts hopping in and out. And at some point, mom goes, "You're done. You're too big. No more."
Usually she's ready to have another baby at that point. And she's like, kick this one out with the old, in with the new. Yeah. They're kind of little conveyor belts. Like if we get
lots of babies.
This is something that's happened many times at our place. We'll get illegal pet kangaroo. Because here's the thing. California is very strict. We have the strictest laws in the United States as far as exotic animal pet ownership.
Except when it comes to homeless
great.
people.
That's great.
Then they don't give a
shit. True story. We're dealing with legislation right now. It's like they care so much about what happens to a sloth, but there's 800 babies a year that are put in dumpsters.
We were just driving north on the 101. I'm still a little bit. Maybe the kangaroo can tell my energy is changing. We were driving north on the 101. A homeless dude with a cart stops the freeway, gives the timeout sign, blocks the whole freeway. People slam on the brakes. We got rear-ended, like this whole thing. And then the guy got a ticket. Yeah. Because stopping the freeway is a ticket, I suppose. Like, it's just wild.
If it was a kangaroo that had ran across the street, it would just be rescued and stop and go, "Oh, poor kangaroo. Oh, good thing nobody hit it."
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or
wouldn't get a ticket.
If it was your kangaroo, they'd probably, you're right. They got more legislation for sloths.
Other states, not so much, though. So in most other states in the United States, you can have a kangaroo as a pet. So people will move here. Yeah. So people will move here from Texas or Georgia or wherever they happen to live. Or, right next door, we have a state that has no laws, right? Nevada. Go over there and, buy a monkey, get a prostitute, go gamble, whatever.
Yeah.
So these guys will move in here with an animal that they didn't know was an illegal animal, and they'll call us up. That's often. It's not always that the California Department of Fish and Wildlife or whatever confiscates the animal and brings it to us. That does happen, of course. Especially with, like you say, the rappers like that go over to Vegas and spend $25,000, buy a monkey.
Yeah.
4 monkeys in 4 years we've gotten from that situation.
Wow.
So,
I remember with the beginning of COVID, the capuchin monkey.
Yeah.
That was, just a baby.
We just got another one.
Really?
Just a few weeks ago, we just got another one from a famous boxer in Las Vegas. I'm not allowed to say his name, but you can probably figure it out.
Yeah, no way.
So it happens all the time. But most of the time, it's people that don't know. And they move here, and then they find out this is against the law, and they don't know what to do. So they actually call us up, and they're like, "Hey, can you help out?" So then we get this kangaroo that somebody's had as a pet, and all of a sudden it has a baby. And then the next year it has another baby. And you're like, what is going on? Because we don't have a male that's intact, at the time. And we're like looking at it like, what
happened?
Like, what is your name, Mary or something?
Yeah, right, yeah.
But what they do is they mate, they fertilize several eggs. They let them develop for like 3 days, but then they put them in stasis. They literally push a pause button. It's called diapause. And they stop the development. It's crazy, right? They stop the development of the egg, of the little fetus. And then when they want to, skies are blue, grasses are green, I think I'll have a baby. They pull that little 3-day-old baby into their uterus, connect it to, attaches to the uterine wall, just like we did. And then they cook it for another 18 days. And instead of staying in the uterus for the next 9 months like we did, it comes out into the pouch and develops there without a placenta. And so we end up having baby kangaroos when there's ain't no mating going on.
Oh my god!
So it's and that's kind of a common thing. So that's why you see these guys at 6 months old start jumping out of the pouch, and you wonder, does mom have another one? Because she can. Even though we don't have a male for her to be with, does she have another kangaroo in there ready to go? And so that's happened to us quite a few times, is all of a sudden they'll have another one. But at about 4 months, they start to jump out and kind of explore and jump back in. And we walk out with our little Trader Joey's bag. And we hold it up, and they jump in our pouch, and then we go to a school, and we give them a baba, and then we go back, and we let them back out of the pouch, and they go back into mom's, and we do this cross-fostering thing where moms raise them, and we raise them all together.
No way. Yeah. And look how just he or she, this one.
She.
That's a she, yeah.
She is so calm, literally has her arm, paws, whatever you call them, crossed. Like, what a polite little lady. Just the sweetest thing.
And they stay that way.
And then puts the head up like, yeah, I like that. It's just unbelievable. You're holding an armadillo. Hold that.
Because this one, we were just talking about confiscated illegal pets. Somebody had this one. This is legal in some states, but not here in California. And so we ended up with this guy a few years ago. Watch this. Get your
this table
He
so
loves
slick.
He loves the apple.
Got
Oh my
it.
god, he wants that
Look at that.
apple. Oh my gosh.
We discovered that he liked to chase tennis balls.
Yeah.
It's just a fun thing that we did with him. And then we didn't have a tennis ball one day, so Lisa just reached over and grabbed an apple. And then we found out that he likes the apple better than the tennis ball because he eats it also.
It's a toy and it's food.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
This is a bug eater. You can see he's using that long tongue. So this guy, we get a lot of confiscated. Oh, he's going to throw it back at it.
And armadillos, I've been in Florida and seen them hit by a car.
The big ones, the 9-banded. Yeah. This is a small 3-banded armadillo from Central and South America. Okay. All armadillos are from Central and South America. Just one of them, the 9-banded, moved up north through Mexico and into Texas and across the Gulf. And whatever it's called now.
So these eat bugs and obviously apples.
Yeah, fruits and
vegetation and stuff,
Yeah, leaves and just about anything. But they're mainly a bug eater. They don't have teeth. They're in a family called Edentata toothless. They just have hard palates to crush the exoskeleton of a bug, and they've got the long tongue like an anteater. They're in the anteater family.
But look at this. This is the only one. There's 12 different species of armadillos worldwide. This is the only one that can roll into a ball like a transformer. Now, I don't think he's going to do it for us, but you can kind of see that he's capable. Look at him holding onto that apple. He's so
armadillos
strong.
we have here in America have that same muscle, the purse string muscle, that makes him roll into a ball.
Right.
But our 9-bandeds can't totally roll into a ball. They can't do that.
Wow.
They end up dead on the road because they jump instead of...
Hold him?
You can. Yeah, just don't drop.
The ball.
I won't drop him. Oh my gosh. It's awesome. Unbelievable. And he's just going to town on that little thing.
He might throw it at you.
But that's okay. I won't
Because
drop
that's
him.
his idea of throw it, and then he goes and chases it again. So he knows how to play by himself as well.
Oh my gosh, look at him just tearing that up. It's so cute.
Those are sharp claws. He's in the same family as the, not just the anteater, but also the sloth. Look at those claws.
Really? The claws do look like the sloth. Yeah. And you guys still have some of those, don't you?
Yeah. We have a couple.
We have
lemurs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I imagine your fingers can get stuck on the hinges in here.
He's so strong that if he gets a hold of you, closes on you, you'd have to either wait him out or give him something more special or dunk him underwater or something to get him to let go, because you would not be able to get your finger out. That's how strong it is.
Just spin that apple there, and that is so cool.
Cute little feet. See, the tail is really holding on.
He's finding,
but he's just covered
got the tail in the core there. That's so cute.
And this
is
just
like a transformer.
skin.
Everything fits together. The head fits right next to the tail. And
it's so true.
I always tell the kids, though, it's one of nature's flaws, because when he curls up in a ball, his nose goes directly into his bum.
Oh, you're tearing this apple apart, dude.
Design flaw.
I know, right? Design flaw. That's so good.
Give me the apple.
So how old is this one?
We don't know. It's young, probably.
Okay.
We got it fairly soon after it was illegally imported. Let's guess, 3 or 4 years old, something like that.
And how long will these things live?
Oh, up into their 20s.
Really?
Oh yeah. We had one from a long time ago that lived over 20 years.
20 years.
Okay, there you go.
That's incredible. I just love seeing him. He's having so much fun with it.
One of our guests posted a video It was actually the husband of the CEO of Aquarium of the Pacific down in, they were up visiting. We do some shows for them. And they came up and spent the night and everything. And he was telling us that he posted a video of Roswell here doing the Apple thing and got over like 5 million views or something like that because everybody got the biggest kick out of it.
Well, Roswell,
Makes you
I mean,
happy.
I feel like I've been seeing Roswell for like 10, 15 years.
Well, this is Roswell too.
Okay. I was just thinking, good. That's good. Because I was like, well, Roswell is
Yeah, they live a long time.
They have show names, and it's Roswell's his show name because he looks like a little alien pod when he's
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
So good. So good. Big thanks to David, Lisa Jackson. Love you guys. ZooToYou.org. Got all the links in the show notes. So check them out. All right. And we're going to have them back tomorrow. Even more fun tomorrow. So don't get it twisted. ZooToYou, I just love when they're in studio. We're also going to put up some videos because it is so much fun to see these animals in their absolute cuteness. I mean, a baby kangaroo sitting in a Trader Joe's bag. I mean, stop it. Little canvas, call it Trader Joey's bag. So good. All right. Thanks, ZooToYou. Back again tomorrow. All right. Thank you for being here. Really, also our friends Moonshiner Collective for original music on the show. It's called Start Again. Josh Chiasa Clapper, Timbre Winery, for giving us the Timbre LoBro Studios. And I'm so excited for, that you connect here. It means so much. I got a really sweet text to the website yesterday from a local business owner who was like, hey, just got turned on to your show. I run a local business, and it's really kind of a cool business. We're going to hopefully tell you more about it soon. I don't know, her email was just really sweet, and it really makes you go, yeah, this community is growing slowly but surely. It's doing some great stuff. You want to get in your business in front of the audience here of Up and Adam. Reach out, get to adamontiel.com. Let's chat. All right. Till tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, gorgeous Wednesday, because it is. We'll talk again. Thanks again. I'm Adam Montiel. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you for being Up and Adam.
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start again.